It's such a beautiful day. So today, I'm taking out the wired freedom. Let's do it. Hey, what's up YouTube world? It's Ryan from Riding in Style. And as I just mentioned, today I'm taking out the wired freedom. And then I'll do a future video on the wired cruiser and just kind of get a gauge on some of the similarities and the differences between the two. But it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful bike. And before I start on my ride, I'm just going to cover some of the gear that I use and some of the things that I have. There's been a few people wondering what I use to film the videos, so here's what you have. I have this chest strap here with the DJI Action 3 camera for while I'm riding, so with the little chest mount here, and I have I think it's a DJI mic 2. So there's essentially two wired mics I put on the inside of the shirt. I even have one of those wind furs on it to kind of cut down some of the wind noise as well as just the ambient background noise. So that's kind of my audio and video equipment for when I'm riding. Right now just using my cell phone with the cell phone audio, as the microphone is currently hooked up to the camera. So once I use the camera, it'll switch over to this. What else do I have? As far as the bike, there's the camera shutting off because I'm not using it. But as far as the bike goes, I did a quick overview already of some of the things that I have on it. So it is a hot day today. I do have a bottle, and this is pretty cool. It expands all the way out. It could actually hold a large, like 32-ounce flask in it. I haven't tried it, but for today, this serves its purpose. I'm going to be using this as my rear view situational awareness, as it's a rear view camera. And I do have the Senna helmet. I think it's the M1. I'm not sure which one it is, but basically it allows me to talk with my family when we all go for rides. There's an intercom in there. This is a pretty cool helmet. There's a microphone under the main visor there, and then over each ear there's two speakers. It's not cheap, but this works really well. I've been using this for a while now. As you can see, it is a clear day. There is no clouds in the sky, so that's how you know it's going to be a scorcher, but nice day for a ride. And so this, back to the helmet, it does link up to your phone as well, so you can use it to answer phone calls, or it can be used to listen to music, but it's not recommended. It doesn't have that kind of a power output to give you that good audio when it comes to music. But when it comes to intercom and phone, it's actually really good. Like I said, there's a microphone and the speakers right above the ear, and it does cancel some of the wind noise. For today's ride, I am going to be keeping the rear battery on. I know I won't need it because I don't generally ride very far, but I do want to get a full gauge on the weight of the bike. And a lot of people that complain about the wobble, just understanding how these bikes work. You know, there's very little weight in the front of the bike. The weight starts right here with the rider weight on back. You know, with this battery, the motor, there's a little bit of weight in the front with the front battery, but because the weight is all towards the back, there's nothing stabilizing the front. So as soon as you take your hands off of the handlebar, it's going to wobble because it has nothing to offset the weight in the back. It's just kind of like free floating at that point. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about the wobble or why it does it, but one way to get rid of the wobble, just keep your hands on the handlebar. Yeah, simple fix. The last thing I want to show you as far as like things that I use when I ride. So I bought this little remote here. It's for your garage door opener, and it's got a little cover so you don't accidentally open or open your garage when you're riding away, and you just program it to your garage door. So I'll just hit that right before I leave, and then as the garage door is coming down, I'll be sure to cover it so I don't accidentally hit it. And it's really small, fits on any kind of a keychain that you may have. And there you go. I mean, that's basically what I take with me when I do ride. All right, so now we are on our way, and I am just kind of taking this bike out for a cruise. It is a nice day, and just to kind of get a feel of it. One of the things I noticed right away is that the rear suspension kind of bottoms out on me. And you know, I'm a larger rider, as I often say in my videos. I'm about 240, give or take. But that's one of the things that I noticed. I do have that pump to basically maybe add some compression to the seat, I guess the rear suspension under the seat. But the little knocking that I do here, I actually realize it's not even the rear suspension, it's just the battery, the rear battery, that's kind of knocking on the rack when I hit certain bumps. And I don't know if there's a way to really make it stop. I had the rubber padding between the battery and the rear rack just to try to minimize, but it doesn't completely eliminate any battery bounce per se. But overall, this bike, all right, detour. Overall, this bike is very, it's a bigger bike. So again, I'm 6'3". I have about a 32 inch inseam, give or take. And so if you do hear any kind of knocking, that would probably be coming from the rear battery on the rack. Like, let's see if you can hear it. There, I'm not sure if you heard that sound. But comfortable, it's a comfortable ride, and I've ridden this before. This isn't my first time taking the bike out, but it is comfortable. And I love the BMX feel. Well, actually it's more of an upright feel, but it does kind of bring back riding a BMX bike. I have it right now on pedal assist 1, and with my settings I have it where pedal assist 1 equals 20%, and it just goes up from there, 20, 40, 60, 80, all the way to pedal assist 5 at 100%. That's as far as the pedal assist goes. But the throttle, I'm not using the throttle follow, and what that really means is that I could be in pedal assist 1, and as soon as I engage the throttle, it's going to give me 100% power. So it doesn't match whatever percentage that I'm in on the pedal assist side. It just will give you 100%. That's if you turn that throttle follow off. That way, if I just have to get up and go, I don't have to press any additional buttons. I can just give it the gun. You know, a lot of times people criticize me for riding. There's some paths around this area, these different neighborhoods. What I'm on right now resembles a traditional sidewalk. However, if you look ahead, you will see that there is in fact a bike on it with an arrow. So this is in fact a bike lane as well as a shared sidewalk. And that's kind of a new concept for people. They just automatically look at any bikes riding on here as if we're not essentially staying in our lane. And it's hard to explain to people. It's like, no, I'm not on a sidewalk. It's actually a bike lane. It's a shared path, basically. So I'm not sure what the infrastructure looks like in where you come from. Yeah, there could be some dedicated like bike lanes on the actual road, on the lane itself, but that's not the case here. And I did post a future video, a past video of where do e-bikes belong? Like, that's just been a question of where do we fit in? Do we belong on the road? But then cars look at us like we're stupid, or we're just like suicidal. And then as soon as you go on a sidewalk, we're getting looked at by all the pedestrians and people on actual bikes as if we don't belong there either. So I know there is some legislation being passed as well. Oh, no problem. Perfect time to plug in the Gamma brakes here with the 203 millimeter rotors. They work, and they work as expected. Just in this short ride, as you can see, sometimes cars will dart out of like a driveway. You know, people will just cross right in front. And one of the reasons is, you know, people aren't paying attention. So of course, on a bike, especially on a highly powered bike such as this, it does fall on us to remain defensive riders, because the bikes look unsuspecting. They just look like a normal bike. No one's expecting you to be riding something that looks like this and going 35 or 40 miles per hour. People are not accounting for that high acceleration speed. So when they see you down the road, in their minds, they've already thought about you just maybe going 15 miles per hour, and they gauge their decision according to that assessment. So we do have to be very defensive for our own sake, mostly, because these are unassuming looking bikes. Looking at it, if you don't know what you're looking for, it just looks like a large, like BMX mountain bike hybrid, basically. No one's expecting it to have the performance that it does. So anyway, just a couple of things to consider. I've been waiting a long time for this Freedom. A lot of you know my story. I had placed an order for one of the first Freedoms, or actually, I didn't realize it was going to be one of the first Freedom 2024 Plus models. I would have gotten one of the last of the regular 2024 version 1 models, and I'm so glad I waited. But here I am, kind of approaching the area where I like to do some top speed tests. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start here at basically a standstill. So I'm in pedal assist 1. I'm just going to use throttle only here. Oh, 20. I'm already at 20. 25. I'm at 30. Oh, I'm running on a road, and I'm really not sure how the wind factor is. Some tree trimming going on over here. I hit about 38. Right now I inflated my tires to about 20 PSI. I have hit 42 before. You know, I wonder how much the ambient air temperature plays into the top speed as well as wind direction, but here we go again. Getting to 20 is just like, it starts off at 20. 30. So throttle only, I get to about 37, 38 miles per hour. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put it on pedal assist 5, and then I'm going to pedal and see what I can reach with a no throttle, just pedaling. Let's see if I can top the motor. 38, 39, come on, 40. There you are, I saw it. So, you know, if someone like me will get a 40 reading on this, you know, smaller, lighter riders will get maybe upwards of 40, maybe closer to maybe 43, maybe 45. All right, let's do this again. I feel like I'm going into the wind going this way, but I'm not sure how the wind noise is. Man, this is so much fun though. Definitely worth the wait. Yeah, it does feel like I go slower coming this way. It's good though. I'll just bring it back down to pedal assist 1. I'm really curious to try out the numbers on the cruiser as well to see if it will mirror or match. I'm gonna do other tests coming up. I'm gonna see if it makes a big difference without the rear battery, just to see shaving off, you know, I think it's like 15 pounds. It's like I would have just lost 15 pounds. And see, actually it would resemble someone who's maybe like 220, 225, a little bit lighter rider, but it does take off some of that back end weight, which sometimes acts like a parachute, you know, it just kind of holds you back. Definitely a nice spot to just kind of take a break, take it all in. You know, the thing about these bikes is that I just got through doing the top speed test that we just did. You saw it was, you know, about 40 miles per hour with the pedal assist 5, but there's so many options available with this bike. Like, you have so much different situations that this bike will fit. It's a mountain bike that you could take off-road. It also has, you know, it's got your lights. It's got a tail light, a brake light, a headlight. You could ride it at night on the road, in the city traffic. You know, you have some top-end speed of about 40 miles per hour, which will be more than adequate to take you through different side streets or even some main roads, depending on their, you know, their speed limit. So what I'm saying is a bike like this removes a lot of limitations that are put on by other mountain bikes and other e-bikes that don't have these type of capabilities. And now when you add a second battery, that just gives you so much more flexibility, because now you're adding range to an already capable and, you know, just, I mean, you know what I'm trying to say is basically this removes a lot of limitations just on the where you can ride it, why you'd ride a bike like this, but then it also removes more limitations with a more powerful motor, a more powerful controller, and then a second battery pack, which basically means you can do more things longer or farther with a bike like this. I mean, this is such a great investment, and I'm talking about in general, overall, this is just kind of my overview, and sometimes it takes me to have to take the bike out and see what it can do to really regain a new or renewed appreciation for what this bike can really do, and that's what's happening right now. Let's continue on with this ride. The same price, and that to me would eat me. That would be equivalent of Wired coming out in 3 months with a dual motor bike for $19.99, and they would be like, oh, I should have waited. But no, actually, I would feel like probably some of you version 1 owners, and even you 2023, you know, owners, I would feel happy for those people that would get the new dual motor version if that's what happened. But I would still be very happy and content with this bike because, well, 1, I already have a dual motor bike, and 2, this bike offers so much as it is. I mean, it would almost be very, it would basically mean that I'm not happy with this bike. All right, guys, well, it was a nice ride today, honestly, on the Wired Freedom. I love it. I mean, it's a great bike. It's a great investment. You will not be disappointed. And so next, I'm actually going to be taking out the Cruiser. So stay tuned for that video, and I'm going to run it through a similar top speed test, as well as my impressions while riding it and making some comparisons to the Freedom. Thank you all for watching this video. This is Ryan from Riding in Style.